Technology in bass fishing's come leaps and bounds in the last 5 years, from the graphs to the motors, electronics, everything, and hooks are no different. They've gotten super specific for super specific needs. I don't care if you're fun fishing or tournament fishing the Bassmaster Classic. Nobody wants to lose one. You want to catch every fish you possibly can. You know, before you kind of just had a hook or two you did everything with. Now we got new shapes, new styles, these Neko hooks, these split shot or these drop shot hooks. They've been tested and tweaked a lot to really solve a lot of problems that we had before with finesse fishing. I mean, everything about them has a purpose. The length of the keeper, how far down the shank it is. So I'm going to run you through all the ones I use and what I use them for. We'll start off with the drop shot hook. That's going to be the smallest one in the lineup. There's going to be a lot of smallmouth fishing with this, using little 3-inch baits, nose hooking, drop shot. And you can wacky worm and Neko rig with them, but I prefer to use the Neko style hooks for that. But for this, if I'm reaching for this, this is going to be, for me, exclusively drop shotting and exclusively nose hooking and using, I'd say, baits less than 4 inches. A lot of, you know, 2.5 to 4 inch baits. Get a lot more action out of them, make them a lot more natural fishing that way. But that's the drop shot hook. And then the Neko hook, we got 3 different variations of it, and everyone's got a use. The original Neko hook, it has no keeper on it, just the eye epoxied close. For me, this is going to be my wacky worm hook, my Neko rig hook in open water, and wacky worm in open water where I'm not fishing around a ton of cover. And I will drop shot with this as well. I'll nose hook baits with this, especially this little number 6. It's probably my favorite hook in the lineup through the 3 variations, got a use for everyone. The next one is the Weedless Neko. It's the same Neko hook with just a weed guard on it. That's fluorocarbon. Anytime I'm wacky rigging or Neko rigging around wood, that's when I'm going to pick up that hook. Comes through there a lot better. Keeps it from getting hung up near as much or from skipping under overhanging trees, whatever it may be. If I'm fishing around any type of wood with a Neko or a wacky rig, I'm going for the Weedless Neko. And then a hook I use a lot is the Finesse Neko. Same hook as the other Nekos, but it has a little keeper on the shaft. This is going to allow you to rig baits weedless. So if I'm fishing, you know, a drop shot in the grass a lot of times, or that power shot, I'm going to use this hook. Or a lot of times I'll use this drop shotting as well when I'm threading a bait on, like a number 6 or a number 4. If I'm fishing, you know, a decent sized bait, a 4-inch bait, especially for smallmouth, I like to thread that all the way on there. Puts the hook back a lot further so I don't miss near as many fish. And then anytime you're weedless fishing, you can Texas rig on that hook, worms, whatever you want to fish on a drop shot or a power shot. That's when I'm going for that Neko hook. The next ones are wide gap. I'll use that a lot for flipping. I like to flip a tube quite a bit, so it's got a big gap in it. I like that for flipping. You can throw, you know, flukes and Senko style baits on it as well. I prefer just the original round bend for that. For me, this is my like flipping hook, light flipping Texas rigs, you know, 1/8 up to probably 3/4 ounce is where I'll stop using this hook. And then we also have it in the straight shank. Features that fluorocarbon keeper like the Finesse Neko. For me, this is a punching hook. A lot of guys will use this for all the flipping they do, but when I go to a straight shank, it's primarily for punching 1 ounce plus 1.5 ounces. All the eyes are epoxied closed, which is a big deal. A lot of times when you're fishing straight braid, your line can pop through those line ties. That's not going to be a problem anymore. And then all the keepers on there are epoxied on as well. That's when I reach for a straight shank when I'm fishing heavy matted vegetation. But that's a really good option. And then I don't know what we got, I forgot to get out, but just the original offset round bend worm hook. I use this hook a lot. I'll throw this in a big worm on a Texas rig out deep, Carolina rig, that's the only hook I use for that. And then this is the hook that I use for fluke style baits or Senko style baits. It's just that regular offset worm hook. Awesome hook, really good hookup percentage. Some guys will use the extra wide gap for that stuff, but I prefer a round bend. I think it's the best hook for the job. And we also got treble hooks too. Super sticky sharp, that same vanadium steel. So it makes them thinner and stronger. You don't have to worry about them bending out, but it is a pretty thin hook as treble hooks go. Super sticky, sharp, got a really nice bend to it, kind of a new hook for us in general as far as style goes, but awesome on your crankbaits, jerkbaits, all that kind of stuff, topwaters. Just another hook in the RedLine lineup, and we got you basically covered for any sort of hard bait fishing or soft bait fishing. We got the right hook in the RedLine series to get the job done.